Hi all. Uh, so welcome back to SAP Business Object Processing Framework series. So today we're going to see how we can model the alternate key for our business object. Let's open the Business Object Processing Framework Export Decode BOBX. Um, so what is alternate key? So alternate key is it's a kind of secondary key which you have we can use it to read your business object instance information. Now as you know, so in business object processing framework, so all our table, whatever the table we are modeling under the business object node, by default it has only one key field, sorry, MANDT, excluding MANDT. So you have one key field as a DB key, so which is a type of a raw format. So which is a it's a byte hexadecimal format which user cannot use it on the UI to read or maybe get that information. To to add a corresponding corresponding readable key in the model level, so we are going to define the alternate key as a definition in the model for the corresponding node using the modeling approach with the same data type whatever you have it on the particular node. So let's go back and design our alternate key. Sorry, okay, yeah, here. Let's change your business object, right click, create alternate key. Okay, so provide your alternate key option. So an order ID, and we have to provide the table type because framework always read that information from the backend in mass mode as a bulk key sets. So we have to have always a corresponding table type for it. Let's give some name, the order ID. This data type is currently not available as a data table type. You can go and create it with this, so generate it, but it's only one element. I don't want to generate it. I'll just go and create it manually. Let's save the business object. Okay, let's enter the description for the table type and enter the line type, which is same as your order ID field data type. Now, so it's a table type, so we are good. So save local object, check, activate the definition, go back to your business object and save. So it's we modeled as a unique and we are good with that. And let's make sure that the check and correct, check, yeah, and generate the object. So it's a validation. It's framework will ask you to do a validation on this alternate key because you should not allow somebody manually enter the same ID. So since this case we are designing is a unique key approach, if someone try to create the same ID again, because the in the database the we have a primary keys as a DB key, which is a raw format, which will going to differ for each instance, whatever you are creating it. So that will be always unique. But we are in the model level or in the business object model level, we are designing a second, second key which the user can use it as a readable number. With that, we want to ensure that now the and try to get the unique key approach in the instance levels. That's the reason we are designing this alternate key approach. So framework will ask you to design this validation. Let's see once we tested this and we can model this validation also. There is a standard class to ensure that to validate this alternate key definition we can model it. So now we just activate this object and we go and test this alternate key part in the business object. So as you know, the framework will always work with the database table in mass mode, so always do the reading of data in in a mass. So to have the better performance of your table reading, so let's go and create another index on your table level by the order id field. So because as you know that, so currently db key is a primary key, so you don't have any secondary key. So we also make sure that no, whenever we want to read the db key based upon these order id value, so if you have an index in your database table, it's going to give a better performance. You can model that. And since you have it in the new db hana db, it is a column store um, data procedures, you don't have to do it. But if you have in other system, you should make sure that you also have this secondary index has been created for it. Let me just design that. Mm, Order id, the same procedure to create or any of your index on your table. I say MANDT and then I put it as a order ID as a value. Save. This is optional. It's not mandatory. You should have, but no, if you have this information, it will make framework to perform the reading or operation on this table much faster. So that's the reason we have to design it. But still, it is optional one. So I done the table. Let's go on do the testing. Okay, so let's see how I can see that. So to load your existing order instance, you use this option. So you have something called query, which we know it already, and you also know that is a key. By key you can read. Now you can see there is another option called alternate key. So order id, whatever you modeled it, so you'll just go here and put it for the -001. I'm hoping that there should be some entry on this value. I'll say no corresponding instance has been found. Let's check that the table level, or let's load it by select all. So I load all the instance. Okay, so we have order 002. Let's use this value to test our alternate key. See that it's working fine. So the alternate key definition is working fine. So thank you. So the next session we'll see how we can model the validation for the alternate key. Thank you.